The job description of a database manager encompasses overseeing the design, implementation, maintenance, and protection of databases that store critical organizational data. As the custodians of digital information, database managers play a vital role in ensuring that data is organized, accessible, and secure. They work across various industries, including healthcare, finance, retail, education, and government, to manage both the technical and administrative aspects of data systems. Whether handling customer records, inventory databases, transaction logs, or research datasets, these professionals are central to a company's ability to make informed decisions and operate efficiently. Database managers lead teams that are responsible for configuring database management systems, DBMS, optimizing data structures, managing backups, and troubleshooting performance issues. They collaborate with software developers, IT support staff, analysts, and other stakeholders to ensure that data flows smoothly between systems and remains consistent, accurate, and up-to-date. Given the growing reliance on data-driven operations, the database manager's role has become increasingly complex, involving not only technical knowledge but also a strong understanding of business needs, compliance standards, and data security protocols. In larger organizations, the database manager may oversee several database administrators, DBAs, and developers. In smaller setups, they may directly manage the full database lifecycle from design to monitoring. The position requires strong leadership, analytical thinking, and a continuous commitment to optimizing systems in line with evolving technology and organizational goals. Core responsibilities and daily functions. Database managers are tasked with designing and maintaining robust database systems that can handle large volumes of data with minimal latency and high availability. This begins with identifying the data needs of the organization, selecting appropriate DBMS software, such as MySQL, PostgreSQL, Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, or MongoDB, and designing logical and physical database models. They create efficient table structures, define indexing strategies, and configure relational or non-relational database systems according to business requirements. One of their key responsibilities is managing data integrity and quality. Database managers implement policies that prevent duplication, enforce data validation rules, and standardize data input formats. These policies ensure consistency across platforms and make it easier for end users to retrieve meaningful information through queries or dashboards. They are also responsible for implementing and overseeing data backup procedures. Regular backups are crucial to protecting against data loss caused by system failures, cyber attacks, or human error. In addition to backups, database managers plan and test recovery strategies to minimize downtime during a system crash or data breach. Monitoring database performance is an ongoing responsibility. Database managers use monitoring tools to identify bottlenecks, slow-running queries, or resource-heavy transactions. By tuning queries, optimizing indexes, and adjusting server configurations, they ensure the database runs efficiently and supports business operations without delays or interruptions. Security is another critical function. Database managers control access to data through roles and permissions, encrypt sensitive data, and ensure that user authentication methods are in place. They also monitor for unauthorized access attempts and audit database activity to comply with data protection regulations such as GDPR, HIPAA, or CCPA, depending on the industry. At the midpoint of understanding the profession, it becomes evident that the job description of a database manager is not limited to technical execution. It also includes anticipating business needs, mitigating risks, and safeguarding organizational intelligence through proper data governance and lifecycle management. Cross-functional collaboration and strategic planning. A database manager frequently collaborates with cross-functional teams to translate business requirements into database solutions. For instance, when a company launches a new application, the database manager works with software developers to design the back-end schema. When a data analyst requires access to specific information for reporting, the database manager ensures the appropriate structures are in place and access controls are enforced. They also participate in strategic IT planning. This includes evaluating emerging technologies such as cloud databases, data lakes, distributed systems, and machine learning integration. With the rise of cloud platforms like AWS, Azure, and Google Cloud, database managers must determine whether to migrate to cloud-native databases or maintain on-premises infrastructure based on cost, scalability, and security considerations. Budgeting is often part of the role, especially when overseeing licenses for database software, managing third-party vendor relationships, or planning for hardware upgrades. Database managers may be involved in preparing proposals for capacity expansion, disaster recovery investments, or new analytics tools. As part of leadership responsibilities, they mentor junior DBAs, enforce documentation standards, and conduct periodic reviews of database performance, data access policies, and system architecture. They also help create a data-first culture within the organization by encouraging best practices for data collection, storage, and use. Required skills and technical proficiency. To be successful in their role, database managers must possess a blend of technical expertise, organizational insight, and leadership ability. Proficiency in structured query language, SQL, is fundamental. They should be adept at writing complex queries, managing stored procedures, triggers, and views, and debugging problematic scripts. In addition to SQL, knowledge of various database platforms, both relational, such as Oracle, Microsoft SQL Server, PostgreSQL, and non-relational, such as MongoDB, Cassandra, Redis, is essential. They must be familiar with tools used for monitoring performance, like Nagios, SolarWinds, or SQL Profiler, database migration, and version control systems like Git. Experience with backup and disaster recovery tools, database replication techniques, and high-availability configurations, such as clustering and failover systems, is highly valued. With increasing adoption of DevOps, database managers are expected to integrate with CI/CD pipelines and automate database deployments using tools like Liquibase or Flyway. Equally important are soft skills. Problem-solving abilities, attention to detail, and the capacity to remain calm under pressure are all vital traits. Effective communication is needed to explain complex database issues to non-technical stakeholders or to document changes clearly for audit and compliance purposes. Time management and prioritization are essential, particularly when dealing with competing demands for database changes, security patches, or user support. Strategic thinking is also necessary to align database systems with long-term organizational growth and digital transformation goals. Educational background and professional pathways. Most database managers hold a bachelor's degree in computer science, information systems, or a related field. Some employers prefer candidates with a master's degree or specialized certifications. Certifications such as Microsoft Certified, Azure Database Administrator Associate, Oracle Certified Professional, or AWS Certified Database Specialty are often advantageous. Prior experience as a database administrator, systems analyst, or IT support specialist serves as a common stepping stone toward becoming a database manager. Over time, exposure to different DBMS technologies, complex datasets, and team management responsibilities helps build the foundation needed for senior leadership in data infrastructure. Ongoing professional development is critical. The field evolves rapidly, with new technologies such as distributed databases, data warehouses, NoSQL platforms, and cloud-native architectures emerging frequently. Successful database managers stay up to date through training, certifications, webinars, and participation in IT forums or conferences. Conclusion. The job description of a database manager reveals a role that is both technically demanding and strategically important. These professionals are at the core of managing and protecting an organization's data assets, ensuring that systems run reliably, securely, and efficiently. They serve as key advisors on data architecture and stewards of information integrity across departments and platforms. For those with a passion for database technologies, a strong eye for detail, and the leadership skills to manage teams and systems, the position of a database manager offers a rewarding and impactful career path. As data continues to grow in volume and importance, the role of the database manager will remain critical in enabling organizations to innovate, scale, and compete in the digital age.